Dear students, today we will be reading about the communicable diseases. Though in the previous video I talked of various kinds of pathogen. The pathogen are also called as germs. Germs or pathogen are those selected, those few microorganisms which cause diseases. I have already told you what is disease. Disease is opposite of ease. Ease means the comfort, and we lose our comfort when the invasion of these microbes or these microscopic life forms take place on the cells of our body, and they affect the metabolic processes in our body. You follow? So, when does a person gets affected or suffers from disease? The answer is, a person suffers from a disease generally at the time when our body is invaded by the germs or pathogens. This pathogen live in a another world whom we cannot see, because I have already discussed in my previous video that their size is very small. That is beyond our vision ability. We cannot see them if they are very small. Clear? These microbes, I have told you in the previous video that the starting or the formation of life form started with the viruses, followed by bacteria, then next improved variety protozoa, and then fungi, and later on various classes of life forms, kinds of life forms were created by Mother Nature, and we have a vast variety of life forms that exist on this earth. Now you see, I have told you, as these microbes are very small and physically weak, they generally either remain suspended in the air or remain mixed with some material, say a liquid or a semi-liquid, or may exist on the surface. Their mobility on their own is very less. Is the human beings or other animals, they help them go from one place to another place, right? So, by an incident, suppose a pathogen entered into a human's body, a man's body, a child's body, it causes disease, and this intensity of disease intensifies, goes on increasing with the increasing number of these germs in that body. Once they enter our body, they cause us diseases by multiplying their number. their number multiplies. One enters, suppose within 10 minutes, thousands may be there, right? And they occupy various parts of our body, and such a person who is carrier of these germs in the body means a victim of the germs, a person having disease may help or may be the cause of transferring these germs from his or her body to the next nearest healthy person, and the next nearest healthy person also may get affected with the same kind of disease. So, some of the diseases in human beings whose germs get transferred from the sick person to a healthy person and cause the disease to that healthy person too, such diseases are known as communicable diseases. You have read about communication. I am just communicating my view to you in this video. I am just sending something, my ideas to you. Similarly, the germs, they get transferred from a sick person to healthy person, which cause a particular kind of disease. So, such diseases whose germs can be transferred from a sick person to healthy person are known as communicable diseases, or one step ahead we call these diseases as communicable diseases. As we do not see the transfer of germs, as they are very small, but we see the same disease has occurred in the next healthy person. Due to this mechanism, we call the disease as communicable disease, right? So, virus causes different kinds of diseases if invades a human body. Bacteria causes different kinds of diseases if invades a human body. Protozoans, they cause another kind of disease in human beings if they enter into the human body. Then the fungi, if they enter, they also call, means all these causatives or germs, as they are different in their shape, size, structure and function, in the same way they cause different kinds of diseases to human beings, right? In today's video, we will be reading about some of the common diseases that are caused by virus, right? About the virus, I have told you that this virus is very small and is made up of only one cell. But if I say cell, as you remember in the previous video, this is not a cell, because this structure, I told you, the base model of life forms created or made by Mother Nature, this cell or this structure, it is not correct to say the cell, right? So, we cannot call this cell, the virus body, we cannot call it a cell, right? It is very small structure similar to a cell, right? A small structure, similar to a cell which is not having nucleus or nucleic acid. Nucleus is very important part of a cell, and without a nucleus we call the cell a particle or a dead material or a non-living thing. So, as I have told you, the nature started making the life form and these viruses are the base model of the life forms, and this base model virus is a very small structure, and the size, its size is very small, as I have told you about micron in the previous video. These viruses have the size of angstroms, means 1 into 10 to the power minus 10 meters, right. Means if 1 meter you divide into these many parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 zeros, right. If you divide this 1 meter length, this much length into these many parts, that small part may be the size of a virus. These are the, you can say, smallest possible creation, right. So these structures, they do not have the nucleus, so they are non-living things, but once by chance, by an incident, due to some activity, due to some movement, if they happen to come with the contact of a living cell. Living cell means we are living things and in contact with our cells. Plants are living things in contact with their cell. Some of our domestic animals, cows, goat, hen, buffaloes, then sheep, they are cells. These cells are living cells. If this virus come in contact with a living cell, what do? They share the nucleus of that particular living cell, and they start behaving like a living body. Means that non-living thing, that virus turns into a living thing. Do you follow? From non-living thing, that particle has turned into living thing if came into contact with a living cell, and that structure we call as virus. So if I say virus is a living thing, false. Virus is a non-living thing, false. Then what to say? You will be confused. Sir, what to say then? We just call viruses as the link. Link, you know, chain you have? Link in a chain is a link between non-living and living thing. Do you know the link? I don't have a keychain now, or I would have shown you. So is a link in a chain. You may have seen the chain. Chain is made up of so many small links, right? So we call these viruses as the link between non-living things and, or you can say this is the first step, the non-living things try to turn, or nature turn non-living things to living things. Clear? So once they enter our body, they start behaving like living things, they start reproducing, they have process, all life processes of reproduction, nutrition, excretion, respiration, all everything like a living cell. Is that clear to all of you? So once the harmful virus enters our body, they cause some of the common diseases. These days whole world is undergoing the pandemic, right? COVID-19, that is corona. So is also caused by a virus. Clear? So some of the common diseases, or some of the diseases that you come across in your day-to-day life, in your society, in your family, in your surrounding, we will talk that are caused by virus, right? And the very first disease that we will study is common cold. This is very common. Common means most of the people, most of the children, most of the grown-ups, youngsters, they get affected by this disease, that is common cold, right? And in this common cold, how will you understand that a person is suffering from common cold? The you will understand seeing some changed behaviors, right. The person will exhibit, will show something different from the normalcy. When the person was normal, was not behaving, was not exhibiting, was not showing that kind of features or behaviors. Is that clear to all of you? Do you understand? So, that behavior that is shown is known as symptoms. Symptoms are new behaviors or features that are exhibited by a person who suffers from a disease state, right, a discomfort stage. Once that person is affected by a virus that causes common cold, will have sore throat. Sore throat, you know, it will appear in the throat inside, as if inside the throat that cuts are there. If you have a cut on your finger and if you happen to fall, say, little of salt or some water, you have burning sensation. Similarly, that person will feel in the throat as if cuts are there. Do you understand? Some bruises and rashes are there. So, first feature, the person who is affected by common cold will say of sore throat, right, and very common ads we see in the TV, Vicks ki goli lo, Vicks, you know. So, the ad for Vicks. So, for overcoming this sore throat, people generally consume ginger or some medicines or the Vicks, right. So, the person will have first symptom, that is sore throat. Inside the throat, the person will complain as if cuts are there inside, and if the person swallows water, will have burning and itching sensation, a discomfort will be there, right. The second feature, second symptom that person will show is runny nose. Running nose does not mean that nose comes out and starts running, okay, do not confuse. Runny nose means little of mucus continuously comes out of the nose. This is our immune system. Immune system, actually this runny nose, you know, once the foreign body, that is virus, enters our body starts fighting with that foreign body, say the virus, and tries to push it out of the body. So, runny nose, lot of mucus starts producing inside the nose, the nasal cavity, and this mucus sticks this virus, mixes this virus and tries to come out, is sticky also. So, whatever virus are present in the nose or in the pharynx, that is throat, they are mixed with this mucus and they are pushed out of the body. So, most of the time person they take out this and throw, right, or wipe with the handkerchief. So, at that time you must know that the mucus that comes out, that slimy substance inside the nose, little bit thick, is full of virus if a person suffering from common cold. That person should not throw it here and there, or at that time make sure that a healthy person is never touching or using the handkerchief of that person who is having common cold. So, second feature, second symptom that is exhibited by a person or a victim or a sick person or a person with a disease of common cold is running nose. Third thing is sneezing. Sneezing is another immunity mechanism that our body, with a force of a wave of strong wind, pushes these, as you sometimes take a stone throw out. Similarly, is the nose is not having the hands, so nose, inside the nose, this mucus all with a jerk is thrown out, with a forcefully it is thrown out, through the nose and mouth by a process called sneezing. You are very familiar with this sneezing, right? So, a person who is suffering from common cold, the body itself exhibits these symptoms. These are immunity symptoms. Sore throat is the effect, then runny nose, lot of slimy liquid, semi-liquid substance, the mucus comes out of the nose to push the or to remove the virus from the body, then sneezing forcefully with air. And you know, while sneezing, while a person sneezes, these germs, this virus, they are pushed about 1 meter or little more even with this sneeze from the body, right? This is immune mechanism. Or suppose a person is there nearby, happen to inhale that air, these germs will enter into his healthy body and that person also will suffer, right? So, that is why these days your parents and doctors suggest us to cover our face with a mask. Why do we cover our face with a mask? It is because why do we cover our face with mask? This mask. Now you see, this nose is protected. If somebody in front of us sneezes even and forcefully the virus comes, they will be blocked by this piece of cloth that is covering our mouth and nose. Do you understand? So, see, you may have a question, sir. You told virus is very small. Why this virus is not entering through this piece of cloth? As piece of cloth is porous, air enters, they can enter. Yes, you are right, they can enter. But when these germs come out, they come out not singly, in clusters they come out with this sticky mucus that is a piece of drop, you know, drop of water, and piece of very small pieces of drop are called droplet. So, this comes out along with the droplets and these are sticky. So, once if you have covered your face with the mouth and nose with a mask of cloth, with a cloth, this sticky mucus will come and will stick there and get petrified, dried there. As you sometimes seen, the candy is made by liquid, that heated sugar in semi-liquid form and put into dyes and that solidifies. Similarly, when this sneezed mucus or slimy substance, this slimy substance dries up and these microscopic virus, they get petrified, packed into that, they get molded in a form, so they cannot enter, right. So, mask is a very good prevention from this type of communicable disease. So, the first disease that we have read, this is very common to the small children of your age, remember, right. And in this what happened? This is caused by a virus. Who is the causative? Common cold is caused by a virus, and symptoms means the new features, new behaviors that are exhibited by that sick person, that victim of this disease. So, sore throat, I have told you, it will appear as if inside there is cut and will have burning sensation with the swallowing of food and water. Then runny nose, I have told you, continuously production of mucus or the slimy substance inside the nose. Then sneezing, pushing this with the droplets, pushing out this virus forcefully. A coughing also is the same mechanism. So, these are the body mechanisms of immunity that tries to push out all the virus that are there in the body. So common cold is the first disease. The second disease is influenza. It is also commonly known as flu, right? And in this flu, the victim or the person suffering will complain of body pain, pain in the body, then fever also. Fever means increased body temperature. You know, our body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, normal body temperature. So that temperature will rise. When from 37 it goes to 38 degree, we say the person is having fever, right? So this increased body temperature, this fever, all these symptoms that we see, these are because our body's immune system, the defense mechanism, that mechanism or the system that keeps us fit, tries to remove or push out the germs from the body. Then by fever, they metabolic activities, a lot of energy is used up to rise the body temperature, so that this germs, this virus can be turned into a form to be easily pushed out of the body, right? So all the energy, most of the energy produced as a result of respiration in our body is used to increase this temperature, and the body cells find weak and complain of body pain. Then cough is again, once due to increased temperature, the cough formation takes place to mix the virus, and by coughing you know, right? So coughing, with this coughing, you know, when you cough, a lot of air comes out of your mouth, is it? Oh, you see, put your hand in front of your mouth and cough, you will feel the hot air coming out of your mouth. Oh. So with this blow of air, these viruses, they are pushed out of the body. Then fatigue is general weakness, is not finding interest in doing anything. General weakness, it becomes a habit, right? Person is always feels tensed, always stressed, not willing to do, not interested to do any work, any activity, is fatigue. And general discomfort means if you try to talk to that person, hello my dear friend, you say politely, the person may be angry. All of a sudden their behavior will turn to rudeness. The person will feel irritated with simple polite behavior also, right? So if a person is suffering from influenza or commonly known as flu, this disease is caused by a virus, and common symptoms are body pain, fever, then runny nose also in this. Runny nose, I have already told you what is running nose, right? Then cough, fatigue, general discomfort. Then comes the measles. Measles are again, small children of your age are very prone to this disease. Be very careful, right? In this winter days, it is very common. You see, under this region, this portion, sometimes from here, then under this armpit, at this place, then near the chest, and then whole body. Very small red colored pustules or rashes appear. This is very common symptom, right? And you see, I have already mentioned here, most affected are children. So you should be very preventive these days with these viral diseases, right? Red rashes in the throat region, and then headache. The child will complain of pain in the headache, then running nose and fever. I have told you fever is increased body temperature, clear? So the third disease that is caused by a virus is measles, and then comes the fourth kind of disease, that is rabies. Rabies is, oh my God, again very dangerous disease. The virus of this disease, or the virus that causes this disease, they are generally or commonly found in the saliva or the spit of a dog or a jackal or a fox or a monkey. These type of animals, their saliva contains this virus that causes rabies, right. This is their defense mechanism. They live in jungle and they are just safe from that. But this virus once enter our body, you know, this virus enters our body because of a dog bite. Sometimes you tease a dog, disturb a dog, a stray dog in the streets, or a wild dog. You simply go out of your mischief, you disturb, and these animals, they bite in your leg or hand or somewhere else in the body, and then what happens? Their saliva touches with the blood or the skin that is cut or punctured because of their sharp canine teeth. These germs, they enter your body through this